The ambitious direct benefit transfer program of the government was started on the 1st of January. Initially, quite naturally, it started in some high penetration Aadhaar districts, but it has spread now to 121 districts across the country. And the Union Finance Minister recently said that it's being implemented at a rapid pace. And we are very privileged to have with us Union Finance Minister P.Chidambaram to answer some important questions on the direct benefit transfer scheme. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. First, it was called a game changer, and you all came up with the slogan, Aapka Paisa, Aapke Haath. And but then there were issues about implementation because some of the poorer states came under the National Population Register, and Aadhaar is mandatory for the scheme. Have some of these issues been resolved?
It is a game changer, but because it is a game changer, we have to get it right. This is a very large country. There are states at different levels of development. Our district administrations are at different levels of preparedness. Therefore, the country was divided into two. One half was given to the UIDI and one half was given to the Registrar General of India to enroll people for the Aadhaar. In fact, the more difficult states, the more difficult districts are with the RGI. Going into these districts in Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand or Odisha or Bihar is not easy. Therefore, there will be some unevenness in the spread of DBT. But eventually, when it is rolled out, you will find that all the beneficiaries come under DBT. And that is when you will understand the full magnitude of the scheme.
Right, but you require to have about 70 to 80% of biometric registration before the scheme really, makes any sense for people. And some of these districts, the process, in fact, of digitizing of these lists should be going on all the time. The Prime Minister's office, in fact, said that digitization should be a priority. It's very critical to the scheme, and not to wait for, for the rollout of DBT. What is the role really of the district collectors, of the district administration and of banks in collecting this information and digitizing it?
Before I answer that question, let me tell you what the aim of DBT is. The aim of DBT is to get the money into the bank account. The Aadhaar provides a platform. There is another platform, the usual banking channel, where the bank has its own code number or the bank account number for the beneficiary. Now, if Aadhaar is not there, it means that the payment will not go through the Aadhaar payment channel, but it will still go through the NEFT, the usual banking channel, as long as the bank is able to identify the account by the account number and the authority who's making the payment knows the account number. So actually today payment is going through two channels. The goal is that all the payments should move to the Aadhaar channel, and that should be the sole channel for transferring money to the bank account. Now, as I said, there are three pillars. One pillar is the list of beneficiaries. It must be digitized. It is a dynamic list. The list will change as people go out of the list and people come into the list. The other pillar is the Aadhaar number itself. This has to be generated by the UIDI as the biometrics are captured by NPR and by the UIDI. The third pillar is the bank account. The banks have a responsibility to open an account for every beneficiary whose name is in the list of beneficiaries given to that district under different schemes. These three pillars are being constructed at different paces in different districts. But once the three pillars are complete in a district, it is a game changer without question. The role of the district collector is to ensure that he has a digitized, updated list of beneficiaries scheme-wise. And number two, he helps the bank open the bank account for the beneficiary and gives the Aadhaar number to the bank. This is the primary role of the district collector, and I must say, irrespective of which party is in government, practically all district administrations have been extremely cooperative and extremely supportive.
So now LPG has been, the subsidy is being paid through DBT since in 20 districts since the 1st of June, and figures of the 24th of in the first 7 weeks suggests that 2.8 million transactions, 116 crore rupees, but still early days. And you said a week ago in Jaipur that by the end of the year we will have all LPG transactions through.
See, actually, LPG is an easy subsidy to be transferred. There's only one paymaster, which is the Government of India through the oil companies. It's not partly coming from the central government and partly from the state government. It's only one payer. Number two, the list of beneficiaries is available on an updated basis on any day because they are with the dealers. Number three, the dealer and the oil companies have a very sophisticated system of accounting. It's already computerized, digitized, and is available. It's a working system. All that we have to do is to ensure that a bank account is open, and I'm assuming that most LPG beneficiaries will have a bank account. A bank account is opened, and the Aadhaar number is seeded. Now, for example, I was in Kolkata yesterday. I was with the Allahabad Bank, and I asked them, how many districts are you present in? They are present in 95 of the 121 districts. I said, how many bank accounts have you opened for beneficiaries in general and LPG beneficiaries in particular? He said, in all the 95 districts, the bank account is 100% open for all the beneficiaries. Then the last question was, how many of them have been seeded with Aadhaar? And he said, only about 20 to 25%. So I asked them why. The answer is very simple. The beneficiary is unwilling to share his Aadhaar number with the dealer, who should pass it on to the bank. So today I've asked my office to issue an advisory to all the chairmen of the banks to say that the bank must directly approach the beneficiary and get the Aadhaar number and seed it in the bank account. We are asking for 80% seeding only because we think that the remaining 10 may be duplicate or false accounts, and 10, for whatever reason, may not wish to claim the subsidy through the Aadhaar platform. So I think 80% is doable, it's achievable, and with advisory going out today, I'm sure the rollout can be quite rapid in the remaining districts.
So you're happy, sir, then with the rate of financial inclusion that is taking place through this scheme, and also with, people have always said that seeding is a challenge, and you've been describing it, but these issues are being sorted out.
It is a challenge, but it is not an unanticipated challenge. I've been saying this at every meeting, that these three pillars must rise together. It's like one pillar rising 10 feet, one pillar rising 7 feet, one pillar rising 8 feet. The roof cannot be put on top of it. These pillars must rise. There will be some differences of the pace at which the pillars are rising in the initial stages, but in districts where the pillars are rising, say more or less at the same pace, you will find that the beneficiaries regard this as truly a game changer. And this is going to happen. And LPG will be the biggest test because it reaches out to nearly 120 million people, 120 million families. So LPG will be a big test, and I'm quite sure by the end of the year, we will achieve our goal of a near complete rollout.
Many people have been skeptical about various social sector schemes and their implementation because of leakages, because of fears of corruption, inefficiencies, etc. And there are so many schemes of central ministries linked to the DBT. They are the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry schemes, there's the HRD Ministry, there's Tribal Affairs, Minority Affairs, Women and Child Development, Health and Family Welfare, Labour, now you've got Petroleum as well, in future we'll have Rural Development. So does bringing all these DBT schemes under, these schemes all under the DBT, does it, enhance the efficiency of each ministry in some way, taking away much work?
Let me ask you a question. How many people who are getting the benefit today under DBT have complained that the benefit has not been received? Virtually zero. These numbers are small, but they tell a very important story. Take, for example, the post-metric scholarship for scheduled caste students. 32,465 beneficiaries under one scheme, and we have transferred over 17 crore. Now, each one of this 32,465 knows that the money is in the bank. Earlier, that was not the case. Take, for example, fellowship schemes of the AICTE. It's a very small number, 27 fellows. But we have transferred 20 lakh rupees, and everyone knows that the last rupee has been accounted for. I think what is important is, while we started with schemes with a small number of beneficiaries, that was intended to test the system. And the system is coming out with flying colors. There are virtually no complaint. Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship, 290, but 55 lakhs has been transferred. Have you heard of a complaint by any Rajiv Gandhi National Fellow? So I think the point we are trying to make is, once the rollout takes place and the money is deposited in the bank account, you will find that complaints dwindle to near zero. Right. That means there is no corruption, no leakage, no delay, and there is near 100% satisfaction. The aim of this is exactly that. No corruption, no leakage, and 100% satisfaction.
And the chances of duplicate accounts, etc., that is a
In fact, the LPG rollout will eliminate all duplicate accounts. See, there's not likely to be too many duplicate accounts when the beneficiary number is small. But when we're talking about 120 million or 12 crore or 140 million, 14 crore, there's bound to be duplication and falsification. When the LPG rollout is complete, and as we go from district to district, all the duplication will be eliminated.
So you've been saying that in a couple of years, the fiscal deficit, you'll bring it down to 3%. Now, eventually from the subsidy bill, how much would you cut from the subsidy bill through DBT?
Quite a bit. Let me give you an example. If, say, 1 crore LPG beneficiaries are not genuine beneficiaries, and we knock out 1 crore every month, at least for 9 cylinders, at the subsidy rate of about 500 rupees a cylinder, I will save 500 crore a month. And on 9 cylinders, I will save 4,500 crore. Similarly, when eventually we roll out NSAP, the old age pension, and again Manrega, and if duplicate cards are eliminated, duplicate entries are eliminated, falsification of accounts is virtually eliminated, there'll be huge savings. And I think this will bring greater efficiency, transparency, right, accountability, besides, of course, giving me significant savings.
So you said earlier too in this interview that this is a dynamic list. It keeps changing, and also the schemes are dynamic because the number of schemes you're in. How geared up are all these the various ministries to be part of the scheme?
See, where the payer is a single authority, central government, I think they have no problem. But there are some schemes where there is dual payment. For example, the old age pension scheme. The central government gives a certain amount and the state government adds its own amount. Now we'll have to find a way in which both payments go to the account simultaneously or in a dovetailed manner. At the moment, the money is going to the state government, which then adds its contribution and sends it to the bank account. That is also part of the DBT. See, the DBT is any payment which goes to the bank account through a automatic black box channel, no human interface. Right. So that is DBT. It can go directly from the central government to the state government and to the beneficiary, or from the state government to the beneficiary's account. Both are DBT. One is no less than the other. But I think central government departments are fully geared up where the payer is only the central government. Where they have to dovetail with the state government, I think they're working out the mechanics.
And that will come into play when you implement Manrega.
Yeah, it will come into play when we do NSAP also.
Right. And Manrega is due to come through DBT by October. Is that still on track, sir?
Well, it may not come all over India. It will certainly start as a pilot in some places. We would like to start it as a pilot. Right. We are also contemplating post offices as a vehicle of delivery.
And will food and fertilizer subsidies also come under DBT at some stage?
Eventually, and let me underline eventually. These are complex issues. We are introducing the food security bill, so that has to stabilize first. And then fertilizer. See, fertilizer, there are millions of points of delivery of fertilizer, millions of purchasers of fertilizer. Now, the subsidy today goes to the company which produces the fertilizer. If you want to transfer the subsidy to the purchaser, to the consumer, that requires a very elaborate system. So I think these are towards the end of the rollout. I think we should start with the doable and go to schemes which are progressively more and more difficult, more and more complex, and more widespread.
Right. What about
food and
healthcare?
Fertilizer will come late.
And healthcare,
healthcare is possible. For example, today, ASHA payments can be done. We are now doing Janani Suraksha Yojana. Right. We can do the ASHA payments. And ultimately, even this cashless healthcare system where an insurance premium is paid, we'll have to see whether the cashless payment can be credited to the account of the beneficiary and paid directly to the insurance company. Right. I mean, we'll have to link it finally. Who is the beneficiary? On whose behalf is the payment being made? I think all this eventually can come under DBT, but we are not even thinking of those at the moment. At the moment, we're thinking of schemes which are in operation, where the payer is the government of India, and where we can get the money into the bank account.
So, as far as the roadmap of DBT is concerned, you're happy that it's moving according to track?
The roadmap is getting clearer and clearer every day. We've now got a mission. We've got a mission director. We've got a reporting pro forma. I will get a weekly report, and we can keep track of it on a daily basis, how much money has gone out. And as the rollout gains pace, and as the number of districts are added to the DBT, I think the people will feel the impact. You see, in Delhi you may not feel the impact, but I think you should go to one of the districts, 121 districts, and talk to people who are getting the LPG subsidy through the bank account, getting a scholarship through the bank account. And I think you will see that. See, my test is how many people are complaining now among the beneficiaries. If it is near zero, then I think we are near 100% satisfaction.
So thank you very much for talking to DBT.
Thank you.